Shalom and welcome to another episode in our series called Israel on Location. Today we are standing in the first century synagogue at Gamla. Have you ever wondered what it would have been like to attend a synagogue gathering in the time of Jesus? Well, we're here at one of 7 or 8, depending on how you count them, first century synagogues that date to the time of the Second Temple period. I'm here at Gamla, and I want to show you, first of all, the ritual bath that's behind me. You would have purified yourself in this pool. You would have immersed yourself. You can see the plaster and the steps leading down to this mikveh, as it's called. And then you would have entered the synagogue. Now, the synagogue, according to the Theodotus inscription, was primarily for the purpose of reading Torah, teaching, and for hospitality. But as we would have entered into the synagogue, here we see the typical shape of a synagogue. Now, there is one displayed at Magdala. Maybe some of you have been there, but this one is a little larger than that, and rectangular in fashion. I think something like 65 feet-ish by 40 something. So basaltic stone. In fact, I'm going to turn the camera around so that I can zero in on a few things. We'll just walk around this synagogue. People would have sat on these benches with the person teaching or reading from the Torah or the Nevi'im, the prophets. He would have been perhaps reading here from the middle part of the synagogue. Every eye would have been on him. But these people sitting on the benches would have seen everyone else. I just love this format, the structure of a synagogue. As we see the pillars, even the pillars on the corners are in heart shapes. This would have been roofed, so people sat in the shade. This was a building. I love this synagogue, even though it's not mentioned in the Bible, Gamla, that is. When we read from Matthew 4 and Matthew 9, for instance, we read about Jesus teaching in the synagogue in the Galilee. Josephus tells us that there were over 200 towns and villages in the Galilee. And even though this is on the east side, northeast side, technically, but east side of the Kinneret, the Sea of Galilee, it's only 6 miles from the northern tip, and there's a very easy access to this. And even though Jews primarily did not go to the east side, although we have one exception, and that's in Mark chapter 5, I think there's a high probability that Jesus taught here. And people sitting on these benches would have heard him teach about the kingdom, this Malchut Shemaim, the kingdom of heaven. This was his go-to message. And here on location at Gamla, at a synagogue that dates to his time period, we can actually hear those words again. The kingdom of heaven, the reign and rule of God, that was what the kingdom was all about. So here on location at Gamla, we can enjoy this first century synagogue where probably, most likely, Jesus was here and taught about the kingdom within this synagogue. So I hope you enjoyed this visit with me on location here in Israel. We are on the Golan Heights and specifically in this first century synagogue. So have a great day, and until next time, shalom.